the zone, breaking it down from her comfy throne. Smart as hell with a side of flair, politics sass and a killer stare. Hazy's lurking tail in the frame, chat's already playing their games. That target day, sharp and bold, hot takes drop while the chaos unfolds. Truth with bite within the way, still showing up every streaming day. Brains and vibes, she leads the pack. Now buckle in, no looking back. That dark night, let's
go! Good afternoon, everybody. I know I was late, but it's okay. We're good. We're still here. Is a group of cats a pack? No, a group of cats is called a colony. So there's that. Olo, 1 of 44. I like calling you 1 of 40 though. I don't know why. Because of the thing. Maybe it should be she leads the pride. Maybe. Yeah, that's true. Because it wouldn't be she leads the colony. And also cats don't really have that like an exact leader all the time. There is the dominant force, but it's not like, yeah, I'm not a male lion, but I do have mane. Hey, mane energy. But I love that song the way it is right now, says Paffy. So anyway, I've been messing around, actually, speaking of which. I've been messing around with some GarageBand and trying to, because you can upload like basics of your songs and then put them into AI and expand them. So I've been hoping to do some of that myself. But Creamage is an absolute expert. He's comes up with way more music. Like I was busy messing around, and yeah, and then it's AI is just funny. Okay, I think we can do a bit of that on the React. The React Friday or whatever, the Slop Fridays, we can play around with AI music and see how it goes. Because I do have now a paid subscription to Udio, so however you sell it. Oh, I'm so sorry. You put such a cute little face, 1 of 44, that I will remember to say 44. Because you said everybody stops at the 40. What I said, like that is one of my favorite emojis. So I have to be nice. Wow, today I arrived early because I started late. So cats are the real colonizers. No, they land up living in colonies because they're homeless. Okay, that's what happens. It's not they don't do it on purpose. It just happens. All right, so we are doing a Peter Boghossian. I can't believe it's taken us this long to get to one of those. I mean, the whole idea is we're supposed to practice critical thinking and we don't go to Peter Boghossian. So I'm very excited to do one of these today. And it is about 15... Well, now I've taken out the intro. Okay, it's about 13 minutes. So we're going to have it's a one stream. I think we can do it in one stream. Yes, we're starting a bit late. So I might have to feed the cats at some point, and maybe I should stop talking and then get into the diagram, and that'll help us. But anyway, I hope everybody is good. I hope you're having a good week. I hope the audio is okay. Let's get the background music on. I tested everything. This morning I did have to do something. We were doing a recording, so I did change the settings a little bit. And it's like a Word document. You change something slightly and you're messed up for eternity. So maybe I should bring this down a little bit. Yeah, okay. Thank you, Stream Elements bot. Glad to see you. You'll help me remember to stand up. I also watched Peter's video almost 10 years ago when the atheist movement didn't suck. The algorithm knows. So what, do you keep getting notifications or what? What do you mean? Does it still offer you some such things? I think there's still his book, it's still advertised on this video itself. There is a link to How to Create Atheists or something, is one of his books. Anyway, let me try and bring this lower for myself. It's pretty loud for you guys. The music seems much louder because I messed with the actual audio box this morning. Okay, sweet. Let us get to our, first of all, the videos there. Hey, don't you dare play without my permissions. There we go. I'm dancing to the background music because it's so good. Such afternoon jam. Okay. Here is my Xmind. Let's get to Xmind. There we go. So we don't even have a template or whatever for what we're doing here, because this is, it's not exactly a debate. That's why I made it a debate, a diagram everything rather than a debate diagram, because yes, there is some debate and back and forth, but it's mostly just giving us ideas. So I'm here for that. I'm just going to bring this down a little bit, the output for myself. Somehow it makes this my microphone. Oh yes, another thing, guys, I reconfigured the desk, so I should be not knocking the microphone as much as I usually do, because look, it's up in the air. It's still furry as fuck, but it's up in the air now. So I won't need to hit it every time I want to type something. And it's like, typing is quite a big deal, quite a thing that I do on this channel. So let's go. How am I doing my windows today? Settings, you can close yourself. We don't need to speak to you. No, you come over here and... Oh, that's a snapshot. No wonder. Sweet. I have my coffee and my video. Where is my video actually? Oopsie. Come here, video. Be a good boy. And be over there. Okay, I think we're good. Right, so the name of this video is Communist Anti-Woke vs. Capitalist Ultra-Woke, Who Wins? This is actually, that's one of the claims that comes into the discussion. He's polling people. You know how he does his street epistemology, where he has like strongly agree, strongly disagree, that whole thing. He's just doing this at an event in Danube in England. So I realized that even though we are separated in distance and languages, the internet culture has raised our generation, and eventually the trends are what they are because we are searching for meaning. Yeah, the internet has created a kind of, I don't know if it's a subculture or a meta culture, if it's like above. So there's a mainstream culture that the internet gives, but then we are still I think we are still influenced by where we are as well. It just depends on how much we go out. If you're terminally online, maybe you're going to be more internet minded and global minded and less influenced by your local politics. I don't know, it depends where you are. But there is definitely a trend, I agree with you, of just looking for truth, searching for meaning. I think that's also what humans themselves, whether we've got the internet or not, we're looking for meaning in life. That's the difference between globalization and globalism. Which one's the bad one in that wording? All right, let's see what we're talking about here. Is the audio? Yeah, the audio's on. Globalization is what internet culture is. Okay, so globalism is the one where we want everyone to be one homogeneous group. Oh, I'm muted. That doesn't help us at all.
Tonight, we're going to do the claim, wokeness is a form of neo-Marxism.
Okay, so we've got different claims for the whole session. So, let's see. What do we even call this central topic? Or do we do a mind map for each? I have saved this as Peter Boghossian session. I'll just put communism and wokeness, communism and neo-Marxism. Communism and wokeness, communism and capitalism. Okay, and he's got different claims that we go through. And the reason I wanted to do this video is because it's just got so many ideas to look at and just arguments that are by themselves. So we don't have to go through this person said this, then this person responded or whatever. It's more like argument, counter argument. So I'm wondering, I'm still trying to see how I'm going to structure the actual diagram itself, but at the moment it's looking mind mappy because we're just figuring out the concepts. Yeah.
Wokeness is a form of neo-Marxism.
Okay, so I'm gonna wokeness is a form of neo-Marxism. Okay, globalism is the political view that we are suffering. They are trying to replicate the internet, the world of ideas in real life. Totally Gnostic as the above, so below. I want you to also, what do you think of this claim here, Andrew? Wokeness is a form of neo-Marxism. So this is, when you're saying something is a form of something else, is that saying it's the underlying, you could say something that is the underlying driver means, if you say something is a form of something, it's got an underlying driver. That could be, in this case, it would be neo-Marxism being the underlying driver here. And I found myself switching with everybody's wording here because there were good cases for both sides. So it looks like also this chart at the background is based on the audience as well, what the audience is thinking. So anyway, let's see. Wokeness is a form of neo-Marxism. Let's also, by the way, just literally get the simple definition of neo-Marxism. That we do get that in the interaction. But I was also like, no, what would that mean? Definition. Okay. Someone in the crowd gets to ask that question. So we've just got the quick things. Neo-Marxism is a collection of Marxist schools of thought originated from the 20th century approaches to amend or extend Marxist and Marxism theory, typically by incorporating elements from other intellectual traditions such as critical theory, psychoanalysis, and existentialism. So let's put this here as like a, or maybe I should do it as a floating topic. Neo-Marxism. There's lots of definitions I wanted to, I was in my head thinking, okay, I would put that on my mental diagram, so let's do that. And I think we could put it there as amend approaches, schools of Marxist, I don't want to put the whole thing here, but to amend or extend Marxism theory, typically amended or extended Marxist theory, typically incorporating. So let me just edit that right here. Amended / extended Marxist theory, typically incorporating elements from other intellectual traditions such as critical theory, psychoanalysis, or existentialism. So let's put that as like a black box. I'm going to move it up here. The anthropology of the left is difficult to trace, but it's there. The problem is that there's overload of info and disinfo and misinfo. Interesting, Andrew, that you say that, because our Think this week is going to be on misinformation, disinformation, whatever you want to call it. We've got that. So that's actually what we're going to be talking about. It with so much information, you're right. It's very difficult to trace the roots of everything. And also anyone who follows any sort of theory might have a different reason for it. So they might find different roots for this. As I asked this question yesterday on a stream, I was like, what is the difference between the leader of a movement and those individuals that are in the movement? We're all still individuals within a collective anyway. So there's going to be nuanced views of a movement, right? We are very tribalist though, obviously. So there is that still on average. Did I miss anything? Had to appease the four-legged overlord. Four-legged. They're legends and they're four-legged. Yes, you didn't miss too much. We've just the first claim that we're discussing in this session is wokeness is a form of neo-Marxism. So what I did, because we're doing, it's not exactly debate diagram in that I'm only using definitions brought up in the interaction. I went out and I searched it and I just did a little quick Google. Okay, tell me what neo-Marxism is, if we just keep that in mind. So I've got that here. I mean, because for me, neo-Marxism, when I hear neo, I'm just like, okay, it's the original with new bits onto it. But here is something a little bit more extensive. For me, the thing that resonates the most, so neo-Marxism is amended or extended Marxism, a Marxist theory that is incorporating elements from other intellectual traditions such as critical theory. So for me, critical theory was the one that very much resonates with me. I'm like, yeah, that's mostly where I'm seeing it. Where I can say, oh yeah, that's a neo-Marxist idea. As psychoanalysis or existentialism. So it's a very broad definition, but I'm keeping it here as a floating topic. It relates to it relates to this claim. There's a lot of things. Maybe we could say wokeness. We obviously would want to ask, what is wokeness here? Let's actually see if there is something we could actually glean from the internet of what is wokeness. So wokeness definition, the quality of being alert. Okay. Wokeness is defined as a state of condition of being awake, which refers to being aware of and actively attentive to important facts and issues. So this is the original version of what's the name, of wokeness. But for us, wokeness at the moment in 2025 is something different, right? Wokeness is let's see, woke meaning. Let's see if it's got that. Originated in African American things, so you can see even still then they're still trying to. Typically wokeness or woke ideology are terms of abuse used against a variety of practices that despite okay, so wokeness, if in our opinions, let's go. What if, I have seen some of them. I've been recommended many of them, yeah. What if alt history? Very interesting stuff. Gennaro, what's happening on Science and Politics, Gnosticism, written by Eric Vogelin. I will keep that in mind. Let me star these things to look at a later stage. Okay. Thank you for that. These are messages that are being sent on X, so you guys on YouTube can't see. Okay, wokeness it's focused on diversity, fighting for diversity, equity, and inclusion, based on an oppressor versus oppressed lens. Or users, sorry, not you, based on users, an oppressor versus oppressed lens. The oppressor needs to be eliminated at all costs. There we go. By any means necessary. To enact justice, to achieve justice. Okay, identity matters, all of this stuff. Please watch him. He's one of the guys that is making video essays explaining the origins of all of this. Fun levels of analysis and still able to communicate it for someone like me to care. Please watch him. Okay, that's cool. They're like video essays, right? If there are, let's see how long they are. Because I would like to, it would be a diagram everything. I know that we don't have to always diagram, we can just talk about stuff, but I do want to keep notes basically. Got to go, we'll be in and out today. Okay, well, see you just now. We'll be live for at least 3 hours, so probably see you again. Bye, 1044. See? Okay, my little book here. What if I'll test? Are you on the Discord, Andrew? I still haven't cleaned it up, but there are, what do you call it, sections for recommendations. We are on the 9th of July. And we've got what if I'll test. See what we think about it. And the guy's sincere as shit. Shit is very sincere, I would say. Okay. He's 8 years younger than me. I'm 32. Why do I feel like you're... I feel like you're so much younger than me. But you're only 2 years younger than me. I don't know why I just had you framed in my head as someone much younger. I won't commit the same mistakes the older generations did. I'll listen to Zoomers that care. To the Zoomers that care. Maybe that's why you talk about Zoomers. Yeah. Mr. Handy was so-so. I don't know what you mean. Okay. Hours. What, you watch hours of Zoomers? Okay. Right, so there are our definitions for us. The guy gives you the sources in bibliography. That's good. So he's got academic minded. South Park, Mr. Handy, the Christmas poop. Oh, sorry, I should have known that, but I guess I would need to hear the voice then. Oh no, kind of thing for me to even pick it up. I found one of them in a PDF. What? We're talking about a South Park character apparently. Should I be in Discord? No, not in Discord now, but just I'm saying like if you join the Discord server. That's what I'm saying. You're able to give me links of specific videos that you would want. Anti-woke cummies sound like national socialists. Well, let's have a look at how they're described. Okay. Let's go.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1, move.
So that was what one over there? What disagree? Disagrees on the left and agrees on the right.
Okay, you're gonna write down,
Silver fox over here.
so that the other person can't see, what is the best reason you have for standing there?
Okay, so you're writing on, this is what I loved about this interaction, or these kinds of interactions that he has. So what he's making them do, which I think is quite fun and also enlightening, right? To see, to help you, it's to see how a person can get debate brained, and also to help you practice what is this other person's argument going to be? That's what a debate is. Usually how you prep for a debate, you're going to think about your opponent's arguments, right? Communist jokes aren't funny unless everyone gets them. Get it? That's hilarious, Carl. Thank you. Okay. So, you basically it's helping you to practice. Okay, what's this other person's best argument going to be, or what are my expectations of this person? So this was also just so interesting to me as a technique. So what he does is they are now writing their opposite what the other person thinks. So
I want you to guess. I'm going to give you one guess for now. What is the reason?
So these are the two that are completely against each other. They're on the opposite sides of the agrees and disagrees, right?
That he has on his.
So he was an agree. Wokeness is a form of neo-Marxism. He, Silver Fox, is a non is saying it isn't. Okay.
Board. Why is he on the absolutely agree that wokeness is a form of neo-Marxism? What do you think the reason is?
My reason for thinking that Gavin holds the position he does is that it is true that within a lot of these neo-Puritan woke ideas.
Okay, hold up. So I'll just say, why do you think your opponent asks? What could have been like? Figure out. Oh, guess what your opponent thinks. Not thinks. I think not guess. Well, he said guess, but think of most likely counter arguments or likely origin person's view. Okay, so that's a cool lesson to take away. Do that. Ask yourself, which is preparing for debates, right? Cool. So his answer for why somebody would agree. Okay, so agree prediction. Disagree prediction. Okay, and I want to see the agree prediction. What was his thing? Hey, Creamage! I'm capitalizing on my communist. How does that work? I love it.
There are ideas that you can find in neo-Marxist thinking.
Is that correct?
Okay, what? There's just ideas you'll find. There's just an overlap of ideas.
Woke ideas. There is that it is true that within a lot of these neo-Puritan woke ideas, there are ideas that you can find in neo-Marxist thinking.
Okay, so in wokeness, you will find ideas that exist in neo-Marxism. So it's just like that's the argument. So that would be a good enough argument for me. The ideas that overlap, so I would see that as something that's we've got a low battery phone here. It's not low battery. Let me just check here. Phone link. Sorry, I'm just checking the oh, it's 59%, but it's charging. Come on, let's go. It should be fine. I'll keep an eye on it. Anyway, can we just abandon the word woke? No, we can't. It's still in parlance. It will not go away until it's got another. We had politically correct, right? Remember we had that, Gabriel. So it's super unclear what it means. Yeah, but at the same time, you can still point to it. You can say it's fighting for diversity, equity, and inclusion. You're focused on identity politics. You're looking at people that you look at the world through an oppressor versus oppressed lens. Okay. What else? Also that the oppressor, in terms of wokeness now, what we're getting is the oppressor needs to be eliminated by any means necessary to achieve social justice. So we had political correctness, and then it morphed into wokeness in that it became more active. So it still exists. It's still something that affects us socially, so we can't abandon it. And if we do, it will be because it's morphed into something else and will be called something else. The same way we abandon politically correct for wokeness. Whatever the next form is. This isn't even its final form. Yeah. Either SJW to woke to, exactly. So we had politically correct, social justice, warrior. Now what? The oppressed become the oppressor. Yes, that's part of wokeness. EB, you put a laughing emoji, but that's it. It's part of, these actually are related, I think, because of critical theory. In critical theory, we're always talking about who's in power, and we can't eliminate power from the dynamic, so all we can do is change who has the power. So we're cool. But so that's why I understand what this agree guy is talking about when he thinks that wokeness is a form of neo-Marxism, because we're talking about the power dynamic of it has its roots in classism, and there is some identity in neo-Marxism, right? How do you stay politically correct? Doesn't politics change? Interesting. Yeah, good question. How do you stay politically correct? I guess what is politically correct changes. The Overton window changes. So what is acceptable changes, and what is politically correct changes. So it's not, you would just have to change your mind with politics. That's what you're supposed to do. For the rest of us who didn't, so I suppose the ones that didn't go all the way far, far away and become left, so far left that they turned around, okay? Those normal people that are actually, we're pretty liberal, okay? Remember that word liberal? We're actually, I don't know, I'm rather politically correct, actually. Like, I don't like slurs or anything like that. And I didn't change my politics, but politics changed. So now I am politically incorrect. So I suppose you're supposed to move along with them, but not many of us did. People that enjoy channels like Peter Boghossian's and all of that, anti-woke people, they didn't move with it. By not being political. That's a trap, Kevin. Because why? Everything is political. You cannot live without politics. We cannot. We always have to be, as part of wokeness, we cannot just be living our lives. We have to consider the oppression in everything we do. This is obviously what the woke would say. Politicians aren't trying to be politically correct. They're trying to do what's best for them. Don't take a moral lesson from them. Yeah, don't. but the thing is, they're trying to pose as the moral arbiters of our society. They're supposed to represent us. Woke are not liberal. Most US Democrats are not liberal. They abuse terms for PR. Words are just abused. But in any interaction, we just, what I mean is not what you mean, but we still mess around with the words. Woke comes from the concept of being in a cult. Okay. Well, wokeism has been considered a cult. It has all the puritanism, the guy that he's talking about, like the purity tests and things like that. You have to be a perfect woke specimen, otherwise you are far right. The all or nothing thinking. Anyway, so this is what he thinks, and yeah, it's pretty basic, I suppose. That's why I'm on that path where I'm like, yeah, it seems like it's a form of neo-Marxism. But when somebody earlier on, what I was talking about, and I was trying to very poorly to articulate it, but when something is a form of something else, so let's do this. Cycling is a form of exercise. Okay, so it's within a group. So whatever is this thing of wokeness is supposed to be a subset of neo-Marxism. So wokeness would be a subset of neo-Marxism. Therefore, it's like neo-Marxism is the progenitor of wokeness, right? So that's what this claim is saying. That claim itself is not necessarily proven by this overlap. So I'm trying to think of the other guy, the disagree guy, because the overlap is there. I see it, but it's not I suppose his disagreement would be it's not the origin story of it. It came from something else. So that's what the disagree is. But let's see.
That correct?
Karl Marx was Jewish. Don't tell people. Don't tell people that. Shh. And Grok is anti-Semitic for the next few hours. So ask Grok about it and see what Grok says. Have you seen that, guys? I've bookmarked a couple responses for our React stream. Grok got a bit groiper this week. So
I think that is the answer on the board. Peter.
Wow.
Gay race communism.
Okay, he's obviously just being he just jumping ahead and saying, yeah, that's basically what I mean. Gay race communism is what he thinks bro is gonna say as an explanation. So his was, we could put it here, I'll put it in quotes because it's what he said. Gay race communism. So I suppose what he means is that yes, it's communism for the gay people and the black people. Is that what he means? Okay.
Gay race communism. Well, I wasn't expecting that. Okay. So I want you to take a guess.
Neo Matrix. Yeah. You know what? There's so many just older movies that are, because it's an old movie, guys. The Matrix is an old movie. We gotta accept it. So many old movies I gotta watch.
What
Again.
reason he has written on the board?
I would guess that the reason that Callum has chosen is that people are essentially dumb and that they don't need sort of neo-Marxist superstructures in order to try and take resources from each other in a sort of intra-societal competition.
Okay, so his argument, the way I've understood this, is people don't need this structure, this ideology underneath. They're stupid. So I just want to go back to the way he worded it.
All right.
Try and that they don't. That Callum has chosen is that people are essentially dumb and that they don't need sort of neo-Marxist.
Okay, people are essentially dumb. People are dumb. They don't need neo-Marxist ideology, I suppose, to drive them. This was his initial thing.
Superstructures in order to try and take resources from each other in a sort of intra-societal competition.
Okay, so they don't need, not to drive them, sorry, I'm putting words in his mouth. They don't need neo-Marxist, did you say ideas?
Is that right?
Try and that they don't need sort of neo-Marxist superstructures in
Superstructures, okay. Just another word, I suppose, of superstructure ideas. We got university dorks in chat who believe anything the teacher says. Hey, I'm a university dork that believes what teacher says and what Grok says. You know what? Hitler might have been Jewish. He had internal hate. Why not? Let's make shit up while we're at it. Also, apparently he was a Satanist, at least in philosophy. Okay, so he was all about, what do you call it? Hedonism, the self. Andrew, is that what you're saying? Okay, they don't need neo-Marxist superculture structures to take resources from each other. Okay. In each other in a societal. I'm not gonna cry. I'm waiting for Grok to stop being based. The things he said are shocking. And he puts an emoji in. He got a little bit ChatGPT-ish, okay? Because he didn't do that for me. Like, he doesn't put emojis in for me. Maybe I turned that setting off or something. But in the updates, in the examples that I saw, he ended off his thing with, I'm just telling the truth. Like, peace. I'm just telling the truth. and then like a little rocket or something. Like, so I was like, well, you've been chatting to ChatGPT. Who made this? Hey, Horses United. Marx has flaws. It's critiques of capitalism. His critiques of capitalism are spot on. Yeah, but does it make communism cool? Does it make communism the solution? It seems like capitalism is the least worst thing. They don't need neo-Marxist superstructures to take resources from each other in a society.
In order to try and take resources from each other in a sort of intra-societal competition.
Is that right?
Competition? I'll put intra-societal. That's totally what he put on his little tiny whiteboard. Absolutely. We know so. Okay?
Right?
Sort of.
No.
Marx never proposed a solution to capitalism, socialism, and communism. Isn't Marxism Lenin proposed a system? Okay. That's another thing. I actually need to read the manifesto. It's on my Kindle at the moment. But I still owe you guys Marcus Aurelius stuff. So.
Yes or no?
Almost.
Okay.
Almost. Okay. So this was guess 1. We do need to have guess 2.
Guess. I'm gonna give you another guess. Guess again.
Is it an emergent phenomenon?
Hi, Matt Stew. Separate fact from assertion. Ooh, how do you do that? Because, hey, please come around for the on Thursday nights in American time. I feel like because my microphone's up here, I keep thinking it's my camera, so that's me looking at you when I go like this. Anyway, here you are. We're going to talk about misinformation, disinformation, information, okay? In the information age, that's going to be our main topic for the panel show this week on Friday. So please come along for that, guys. I hope that all the panelists will be available because we had a bit of a sick BMO this week. So pray for him.
Yes.
Okay.
Oh, okay. Tell them what exactly.
What?
Is it an emergent phenomenon?
And is it an emergent phenomenon? It's an emergent phenomenon. Okay, so he's like, okay, yes. So what do you mean by it's an emergent phenomenon? So it emerges. It's unfolding. It's got several progenitors. It's got several factors. Is that what we're talking about? So he says, yes, that is it. So let's see.
Yes.
Okay.
Oh, okay. Tell them exactly what you have on the board.
In my view, the woke are the handmaidens of neoliberalism.
Okay, so the way he worded this, because he said yes, this is so great. This is why I love the way that he structures these conversations and the way he makes them talk to each other. This is what I thought you meant. So he's actually forcing them into active listening. He's because we get over the step in a debate where you assume what the other person's going to say by guessing. He makes you do that. He makes you do that step of, okay, what's the other person going to be trying to tell me? You have that in your mind when you're arguing with someone. So he's getting them past that step. But then he's also... So we get past that, but then when we do agree on the prediction of what the person's argument or counter-argument is going to be, then we actually have them trying to understand each other's arguments. He's pushing it into active listening, because usually you will have your person try and say their thing, and they'll be clashing in such a manner that nobody is trying to say, yes, I understand you, or no, unless you're Zena from Surrounded. Absolute goat is Zena, because she does active listening a lot. She will go, so you're saying, and she will say, this is what your argument is, and then she builds upon it. So just loving the interaction here. So good. I'm trying to really learn for this, because I'm trying to figure out what it would be like to be a moderator, because I think I would be much better as a moderator than as a debater. Okay, because people think, oh, you're so fascinated by debates, that must mean you know how to debate. It's like, not really, no. I'm taking it very, very slowly. when I go through them like this, I'm dissecting them, I'm taking my time, as opposed to being in the fight right there. And I find myself a lot of the time when I'm confronted with someone who doesn't agree with me, sometimes if it's Charles, maybe I'll yell at him, but or Bimo, or okay, sometimes I'll yell at people, but a lot of the time I will just be busy trying to figure out how they disagree with me rather than actually trying to convince them otherwise. Call me a coward for that, but I don't know, I think that's moderator behavior more than debater behavior. Behavior. That's a new word. It's moderator behavior is behavior. Coined right here. Okay, it's an emergent phenomenon. Cool. What he called it, the woke are the handmaidens of the neo-Marxist. This is what he said?
Oh,
of
stated.
neoliberalism. So he calls it neoliberalism. So he called it neoliberalism. Now let's see a just general definition of neoliberalism. Neoliberalism advocates for the transfer of control over economic factors from the government to the private sector. So it's just another word, really, for Marx. It's like based in Marxist. But neoliberalism advocates for the transfer of control over economic factors from the government to the private sector. It is characterized by several key principles. Neoliberalism advocates for the promotes the idea that free markets are the most efficient forms of allocating resources and driving economic growth. So he's saying that this is like his it's a result of neoliberalism. It's a result of free market. What does neoliberalism have to do with neo-Marxism? Well, yeah, it's about transfer of control. It's an economic thing. So this is why he's disagreeing. So hold up, here we go. Neoliberalism. I'm just going to put my neoliberalism here. Sorry, I thought when I was reading transfer of control, I was thinking of power and all of those dynamics, and that's where my brain went. Copy style here. System or theory or that advocates for the several key principles. Several key principles. Free markets emphasis. So he's saying it's an emergent thing of the free market. I really hate how the right still conflates woke/the Dems for leftism with being a liberal. They're anything but in favor of classical liberalism. Well, that's the thing is though, people that's why you would have to go to that thing of reclaim the word liberal. Funny how the Austrian school never mentioned neoliberalism as they're the only school promoting actual free market capitalism. So everything is Jewish. There's nothing wrong with being Jewish. Free market emphasis. Deregulation. So this is now a result. This is his argument. It's not actually that that there was like some cabal that made this happen. It's just a natural progression that comes after neoliberalism. Privatization, globalization, fiscal austerity. Okay, so that's where he believes it came from, but I wonder how this influences the rest of his opinion of wokeness. Like, it doesn't make wokeness right, does it, to him? Okay, so let's see.
Okay, so can you explain, the thing, explain it like I'm 5?
Yeah, sure.
Yes, please, I do need you to explain it like I'm 5. He says, oh, maybe like I'm 10. No, like I'm 5, thank you, Peter.
Explaining it to me at 5 years old, or maybe 10.
All right, Gavin.
Yeah, I'm female. You gotta do that. Just drop 5 years for me, you know, because of my female IQ.
So, here's what happened. In 1980...
Okay, sorry. Yep, there's a prediction. Okay, disagree. Maybe let's put it here. Disagree. Explain like I'm 5, I suppose. We went to this because we understood agree person. Disagree person needs to be explained. Right, so explain like I'm 5. I know we could make that shorter, but anyway. Explaining like we're 5. Let's do this. This will be a not a tree chart, a org chart. Okay, there we go.
What came in was neoliberal
Gotta go. Enjoy the day. See ya, EB.
economics, which really 1980. So, here's what happened. In 1980, what came in was neoliberal economics, which...
You said explain free market. Here, oopsie, sorry, we go there. I went back. No, not state or condition of being woke. Oh, yeah, sorry. Blah, blah, blah. Free market neoliberalism promotes the idea that free markets are the most efficient means of allocating resources and driving economic growth. So free market being just let the market decide on the movement of products. That also goes with the deregulation. It seeks to reduce government regulations that are seen as hindering economic activity. So just let all the economic activity happen. Anytime you see the word neo in front of a word, it's the opposite of what comes after the neo. Like neoconservative are not conservative, but Trotsky trash. Who knows? So neo could mean the twisting of, might be for some people. I've argued for years, Horses United. I've argued for years when you have government and private companies work hand in hand is a form of fascism, at least economically the way they're involved. It's not like Howard Hughes and building his planes. So government and you're just saying any government and private cohesion is just not a good idea. It's a form of fascism, yeah, because they have control. But then you can also have private control of the government. There is some form of fascism from the company itself. It depends on the power dynamic between those two entities, right? Okay. Let's go here.
Really thought 80.
10.
All right, Gavin. So, here's what happened. In 1980, what came in was neoliberal economics.
Okay, so 1980. Origin of neoliberal economics. Okay, cool. What do we do with that?
Which really thought that everything in society should be governed by market forces.
Mm-hmm. Okay, and what that means is... Okay, that's not what I wanted to be. I actually wanted to be logic chart. Here we go. Everything in society governed by market forces. Okay.
And that in a sense that that's the only measure of really everything in society.
It's the only measure of everything in society. So market forces are a measure of anything in society? I'm wondering what he means when you market forces equals measure of anything in society. I'm waiting for him to go further with that word measure.
Now in the 1980s and 90s, we were told to be entrepreneurs of our wealth. Then
Okay, liberal economics, 80s and 90s, entrepreneurs of our wealth. Okay, so we gotta build our wealth.
If you notice, in the 80s and 90s and 2000s, we were being told to be entrepreneurs of our health.
Okay, then 2000s. It seems like he goes from 80s, 90s. Hold up.
Then, if you notice, in the 80s and 90s and 2000s, we were being told to be entrepreneurs, a measure of really everything in society. Now, in the 1980s and 90s, we were told to be
1980s and 90s, and then he just goes also in the 90s, 80s, 90s, 2000s. Like,
entrepreneurs of our wealth. Then, if you notice, in the 80s and 90s and 2000s, we were being told to be entrepreneurs of our health.
good one. Everything in society should be governed by market forces. I love this. I don't agree, but I love the discernment. Well, he's saying this is exactly what my argument is. Maybe if you're disagreeing with his use of certain labels and what it means to have a certain political label, this is at least what it means to him, Matt Stew. What does it mean to you? Volume on video is playing low. Thank you, Ragnar. I really appreciate the feedback. That helps. Kitty, he's talking about the aftermath of Reagan and Thatcher. Volume, I don't know if it's going to play much higher. Now, Ragnar, I've brought it up, but I don't think it's going to go much higher. Otherwise, I'll have to change it to the virtual audio cable, which might fuck some stuff up. So let's see.
All the gym culture emerged, eating disorders emerged everywhere.
Okay. 80s and 90s, entrepreneurs of our wealth. Then he moved it to 2000s, entrepreneurs of our health. And go gym culture, eating disorders. Okay. Still a little low. Okay, let me try this then. Hold on. I will then have to share screen and turn off the audio here. And then I will have to bring up my virtual audio cable and undo it this way. So let's see how this goes, guys. I will have this visible for my eyeballs. Just hold up. Okay, let's see how it goes. And guys, warning, I have no idea what the volume's going to do.
All of these new diets appeared and so on.
Can you hear it?
In the last 15 years, we were being told to be entrepreneurs of ourselves. We're big.
Might be low. It's lower than even the music. Okay, I'm bringing it up to there. 40. Very low. Yeah, I thought so. Okay, let's see.
Moral entrepreneurs always being told to make our morality more efficient and more.
So weird. Bring it all the way up then. Oopsie, that's not the right one. Is it? No, it is the right one. Okay, I'm bringing it all the way up. Let's see how it goes.
Effective. Who are the people who've been supporting all this neo-Puritan woke ideas the last 15 years?
That's
well,
probably
it's
as
usually
loud
been
as it's
HR
gonna
departments
go,
and
guys.
corporations. Now, HR is now presenting themselves.
It's weird. I can't really affect it very well. Better. That's all it's gonna do, guys. It's as far as it can go. I'm so sorry. It might be just because of the audio going through StreamYard. And also, please do let me know if, as I pause and talk, whether it starts to get a bit wonky, because sometimes because of my microphone interacting because we're all putting the virtual audio cable puts all the audio into one cable, right? The virtual one, which is Sonar, and that goes into the StreamYard. And sometimes the software doesn't really manage with that much audio going through, and it will muffle my microphone while the video is playing, and vice versa. So let's go. I've not seen any problems. Thanks, Matt. It's better, yeah. Okay, cool. Let's continue, guys. Thank you so much. Scuffs in the chat. Horses United will give you a scuffs in the chat, right? Do it, because you're a member. You can do that. There's not much government can do. Are we able to get access to your flowchart? I love it when somebody wants access to the flowchart, because it means you care. After you've done with it, like a copy of like a true communist, or are you going to be a capitalist about it? Thank you for the joke, Wesley. Listen, you know who's being a capitalist about it? Okay, I'll tell you, just hold up here. You know who's being a capitalist about it? Is Xmind. Okay, because I need to for me to save, to have online save stuff, I have to have a different plan. But if I publish it to public, let's see if I can publish it, if I'm still able to, because yeah, saving it online in cloud storage requires me to pay more. But if I save it locally on my computer, I'm fine. I can have as many as I want. But let's see. Export. Not export, sorry. Publish. So if I go to share, let's go back here. You guys probably won't be able to see what I'm doing in the windows, but let's just check. Peter Boghossian, upload to my works. No, it's not going to work. Let's see if it lets me. Uploading file. Upgrade and go unlimited. I can't publish it. Just hold on. Let me see if I do something else. If there's a different version, I would have to upload it. But anyway, again, another way that I can do it is sharing it. What's the name? By deleting some that are saved, exporting some that are saved online, publishing it, and making it accessible via link. That's what I used to do with my previous ones. Otherwise, this is what it's going to do, is going to start forcing me to make it exported as PDF and make my Substack about it. So, who knows? I love Donald Trump. Yogi, I'm not appreciating your argument style here. You're kind of doing the thing that happens on Twitter where people clap and they repeat what they said. It's called spam. Oh, Carissa loves Karl Marx, but at least Carissa used an emoji. She made it very creative. How can you have an egalitarian empire when the subjects in question are not equal? Anyway, I once wrote an essay, 15 pages, in high school on an egalitarian empire similar to Rome without slavery, but conscription was keystone to unite a shared experience. Interesting. We could do a mind map of a thing. It was 15 pages in school. Let's see if you can find it. So we can answer the question that Kiza is asking. That's a lot of work, ne? But listen, no, Wesley, I need to get it out to you. The point is, I used to do that anyway. You would, if you go to previous things, I was able to put the diagram in the links. And you know what? I could just upgrade. I'm a Kitty Cat, and I don't dance. Mike Wazowski subscribed. That's cool. So listen, I can just go unlimited. Point is, I'll try and get you the link, okay? And I'll put it in the description and the comments. I really am so happy that you want to see it afterwards. You can have the diagram, comrade. Okay.
As
hey, Matthew. Okay. We're back on. That was a great palette cleanser, all of you guys. That was fun. Okay. I appreciate you. Oh, let me just check that we're on loop so we don't lose our background music. Cool. We're good. Sweet. Okay. And did you guys hear the cats? I'm a kitty cat. And I don't dance. Did you hear that? It was probably faint, but you're supposed to hear it. So, okay. I probably spoke over it, but it's in the background. Okay, gym culture, eating disorders. What do we get now?
Usually been HR departments, neo-Puritan, woke, ideation to more effective. We're being moral entrepreneurs. All the gym culture emerged. Eating disorders emerged everywhere. All of these new diets appeared and so on.
We had Atkins in the 2000s.
And now in the last 15 years, we were being told to be entrepreneurs of ourselves. We're being...
Ourselves. Okay, last 15 years. 2010. 10's up. Entrepreneurs. Daisy's got zoomies and she didn't even poop. Okay, what about that?
Moral entrepreneurs always...
Moral entrepreneurs. Okay, we're selling morality. We're building personal brands and we're the best.
Being told to make our morality more efficient and more effective. Who are the people who've been supporting all this neo-Puritan woke?
Neo-Puritan. So here's another, guys, here's another example. Neo-Puritan isn't, maybe wokeness goes to Neo-Puritan. I'm gonna put a related term here. Daisy! Come here, Daisy, come here. Daisy, say hello. Guys, Daisy got more views on the shorts algorithm than Axel. I think females win. Thanks for the butthole impression, Daisy. I really appreciate it. Yes, go in the drawer, please. We already had our break. Okay, we already had our break, so you missed it. I've already had my distraction. Let's go. Okay, we've got moral entrepreneurs. Oh, she's falling. Guys, if anything goes wrong, it's Daisy's fault. Okay. Stop pressing my buttons. Okay. Oh, she has to, okay, here. I'll have to tap with one hand so that we can satisfy the Daisy with pets. Okay, and what am I typing over here? Moral entrepreneurs. Oh yes, efficiency. Oh, did you stop my music? Oh no, you didn't. Efficiency and effectiveness. Of morality, okay? Alright. Daisy will not poop on the desk. She will not. She'll poop in a drawer or something. If the litter was dirty enough. Stay here. Stay here, Daisy. That's a girl. Yeah. I can stroke my cat. Yeah, you knew it. Okay. Efficiency, forgiveness of the plight of many a woman. And not a man. Okay. Effectiveness of morality. Who's selling this to us?
Last 15 years. Well, it's usually been HR departments in corporations. Now,
sorry, I want to put 15 years. Oh. Okay. Thank you, Daisy. Really appreciate it. Okay. 15. Daisy will blink twice if you've been held against your will. She will not. She will slow blink for love. Luke, can we get a timeout for Luke Yogi, please? There, Creamage. I think he needs to sit with what he like. We don't care. We don't care. It's okay. You're allowed to, but just don't repeat yourself. I think that's all you need. We get it. Cool. Thank you. I'm sure he appreciates your love. Okay. Efficiency and effectiveness of morality. Sorry, who's selling it? 15 years. Sorry, past 15 years. Wow, 9. Okay, the efficiency and effectiveness of morality, HR, corporation, HR departments. The HR lady, as our lovely V would talk about it. Daisy, you're putting all your fur on my computer. Thank you so much. It's great. HR departments in corporations. And here I was thinking we could do this in one stream because it's short. No. Daisy has other plans.
HR is now presenting themselves as supporting us, the little guys. But actually, HR has always worked for the man. But what they've done...
Ooh, the corporation, the man, working for the man. The man.
is they've garbed themselves in the rhetoric of inclusiveness and diversity.
HR ladies are worst. That's probably... I would really like to be employed by an HR department. That would be fun. I really would like that. So I guess I would be a good fit.
and equity and inclusion, all these things. But actually, it's just a form of neoliberal power. And
Okay, diversity, equity, and inclusion is a form of neoliberal power. We've had discussions where it's actually like there's been an infiltration of them. They were educated in this, and then the markets picked it up. I think this is just like having a different view of history. We have the facts, and then we have opinions about how those came about. I think that's it. The facts, as in like what is in front of us, what is the current climate, and then you have different ideas of how we got to this. Because there is no puppeteer in the background that's actually saying this is what we're going to make happen. We have people with motivations that are acting and influencing, but I wouldn't go so far as to say there's a big bad behind there. That's why I find it laughable when that sort of theory comes out. It's like, I understand there are people with wide spheres of influence, but not this wide. Okay, for them to be the only variable in a pool of many variables. Okay. HR departments in corporations, the man pushing DEI, which is the wokeness. We've already added that as part of our wokeness definition. Daisy, you know what? Do you want to sit on my lap, Daisy? Come here. Maybe that will help. I'll have to sit still. Stop changing. Here, okay? Come here. Look, Daisy, I've got your blankie and everything. Come here. No, it's too convenient to sit on my lap. Like, it's basically built for things like this. Come on. There we go. That's a girl. Yeah, it's a good girl. Okay. HR department girl. Yes, baby girl. Okay, guys, you have to see this. See, she does this. She goes like this to look to get loves. Daisy, you want loves? Want loves, dude? Hey. Okay, you're making it so difficult to do anything. This is why I share Daisy videos with you guys. You got to see. I don't understand. I can't do anything. Imagine how productive I'd be if she wasn't there. No, Daisy, I'd never want you to leave me. Okay. Hey, no, you stay here. Man, pushing the...
And if you look at when Hillary Clinton said people who support Trump are a basket of...
Okay, I overloved her now. She's gonna go away. Right.
Deplorables, because she thought they were a bunch of racists. But actually, of inclusiveness and diversity and equity and inclusion, all these things. But actually, it's just a form of neoliberal power.
A form of just a form of neoliberal power. I would want to ask him, are these HR ladies or whatever thinking of it in that manner? Or do they really believe in these principles? And it just so happens that the markets found it at the time good to push. And now the markets are not going to find it good to anyway.
And if you look at when Hillary Clinton said people who support Trump are a basket of deplorables because she thought they were a bunch of racists. Well, look at what's happened to those people who voted for Trump. For the last 40 years, all their jobs have gone overseas. They've been stripped by neoliberal forces of everything that's meaningful to them. Look.
Okay, so it's just neoliberal power. He brings up the... I think I'll put this here. It's sort of separate. The cats are the master race. Absolute them. The meowster race. Okay, they basket of deplorables, right? People who voted are baskets. I'll just say just deplorables, right? Hillary Clinton. Okay, people who voted for Trump lost their jobs to neoliberalism, apparently. Liberalist ideals. Okay. this is apparently it.
Look at the what he is. All
Sorry,
their jobs have gone
forces.
overseas.
Neoliberalist forces, because forces as in the globalization, all of their jobs have gone overseas. So I'll put that here, jobs overseas. Okay.
They've been stripped by neoliberal forces of everything that's meaningful to them.
Everything that's meaningful.
Look at the poor communities in the States, in Chicago.
Okay.
What's happened to those communities? They've been stripped out by neoliberal downsizing of local governments.
Okay. Downsizing of local governments. So downsizing of local governments has made the people that voted for Trump do want less government, but okay. Downsizing. Maybe you're saying the government itself downsizes its output in some way, okay? By neoliberalist government. Okay.
Okay. Did you understand, not agree, but did you understand everything he said?
Yes.
Did it cause
Okay. Did you understand everything he said? Okay, he did. Thanks. I didn't. Yeah, he was supposed to be explaining like I'm 5, but he did like I'm 10. So.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
Did it cause you to change your mind?
I love that. Did it cause you to change your mind? It's a good question. Obviously, that's a great thing in to slow down in terms of this format, right? And also there was a person in the comments that was criticizing this format. I was like, what? Anyway, it's a good format because it's slowing down these processes. What happens in a debate, people give you their idea, right? There's this weird thing where people are like, if I articulate myself in a certain way, I will get the other person to change their mind. That's not really how it works. That really isn't how we change our minds. Maybe he'll take this idea and think about it and it will work in the back of his mind and he'll eventually change his mind, or he'll have this not really confirmation bias because he doesn't find it convincing, but he knows this argument exists now and has had it explained to him in a certain way. Maybe he will find evidence for it in his everyday life. And he'll go, maybe. And then in some time, he might change his mind. But in this debate format, or this I disagree with you format, that doesn't happen. So him asking this question, did it change your mind, is actually really important. And so interesting to me. This makes me feel like there was a certain point, the first debate diagram I did with Sitch and Adam versus the other. Actually, interestingly, it was about wokeness in media and all of that. That was the first diagram we did. And I had that kind of moment when they asked a certain question about, are owls birds? And that kind of also did this nice enlightening moment of, you see how the humanity is going on here. We're in a debate and we're wondering, are owls birds? Because we're in a debate and this person's going to try and catch me and whatever. So yes, just asking a question can be so important.
No.
Okay, so I'm going to give you guys 4 minutes to have a conversation about wokeness as a form of neo-Marxism. I'll give you the first
Okay, so.
First round.
Okay, so you want me to
Tell him.
respond to what he's just said?
Respond to him or give him the best argument for why you're on the absolutely agree.
Okay.
Okay. Him, the argument of why you... Okay, guys, why are you guys talking about this right now? We're busy talking about wokeness.
I think the basic point is...
Supreme Emperor, could we just keep it on track? You're such a shit stirrer. And if you can stir shit, I'm okay with that. But eventually, if you stir too much shit in my chat, eventually, I'm gonna get tired of it. Okay? So I'm just letting you know. Guys, just as a general rule, if you're new here, okay? Please, just be nice about it, okay? That's all I ask you to do, is just be nice about it. Try and be nice. Try and be civil. That's all. Okay? Prototype now is get involved in it. Or now this is discourse because I'm telling him to shit. It's just that people get so ugly when that issue is brought up, and I'm so tired of it. Okay? I'm just so tired of it. Don't get ugly. Okay, anyway. More educating certain members of the chat about economics and politics. Great. I hope you do that on your own channel as well. You know, guys, you can even refer us to certain commentary videos of your own. As a World of Economics Forum anyway, let's I have a face for radio. I'm ugly. You do, guys. Go and subscribe to Emperor Kitsa if you want to have those conversations as well. Don't make Kitty mod, is what I'll say, because I don't want to be modding. Anyway. Oh, Prototype, I just decided you jumped into the fray to criticize me, so I don't know, you caught fire by mistake. I'll stick to the topic. Thanks. But you guys go and talk on Emperor Kitsa's channel. I really do encourage you to do that. Thanks for the shout out. Yeah, go and do that.
Is that Callum hasn't really discovered a point of entry between his wonderful theory about capitalism being kind of the vector of entry and between...
I absolutely agree.
Okay, I mean, I think the basic point is that Callum hasn't really discovered a point of entry between his wonderful theory about capitalism being kind of the vector of entry and Marxism.
Okay, he hasn't? Sorry, this is interesting. I'm trying to come to terms with his wording here.
Okay, I mean, I think the basic point is that Callum hasn't really discovered a point of entry between...
Callum hasn't really discovered a point of entry.
His wonderful theory about capitalism being kind of the vector of entry and...
Look, it's not like I'm saying these topics are out of bounds, okay? It's not that. I do want people to talk. Thank you, Prototype, for the subscription. Welcome to the colony. Okay, so what I'm saying is, it's not that I don't want people to be able to talk. That is not what I'm against. It's just that when people become frothy about certain topics, and when I mean frothy, I mean repetitive, calling each other shitty names, and making sure, basically getting into this thing of I want to make people uncomfortable, and that also then starts to reflect on me because I allow it in my community. And at the same time, you know, so it's like I want people to be able to talk, but there's also a certain curation of conversation that I have a responsibility to foster in my own community through my own chat, right? So it's a balancing act, and sometimes just by getting a certain subject started, you encourage that kind of bullshit that happens in chats. When actually eventually we do get people that are sitting there and they are gonna just type I love Hitler, and all of the shit in and I'm not talking about the person who's talking about Donald Trump. I'm just saying that that's how we get that kind of discourse, and I don't really want that around. Unfortunately, it's normal on the internet, but at the same time, that doesn't mean I need to now try not to curb it at all. I don't know how exactly to word that you are able to talk about it, but just be. This is what Amala says. She says, duke it out respectfully. So do that, I guess, is all I'm trying to say. I don't want you going, oh, this is a genocidal this and that. Like, it's tiring, okay? And also, just remember, maybe a reminder that I would like everybody to notice is you are responsible for what you say in my chat. You yourself are responsible. If you come on the channel, you yourself are responsible for what you say. Okay? I know that I have a responsibility as well to try and curate certain conversations, but at the same time, you have responsibility towards yourself. Those are your opinions. And the opinions, just by the way, this is one of, if you go on my Twitter, just go and read my Twitter, the pinned tweet. The opinions that I say are not the opinions of my associates. The opinions that are said in my chat are not the opinions of me. Okay? And if a new person comes along and there's a shitty conversation happening in chat, they will associate it with me. So thanks for that. Okay, I'm done. I'm tired of the Jewish question. What do we do with the British? Well, you can't do anything with them because they don't belong anywhere. Apparently, they can't get their country back, Gabriel. So, I think I know what the solution is for many people. Okay. Ragnar chill. Okay, look at the success of the... Okay, anyway. You're a great lady. Thanks, horses. I appreciate it. Okay.
And Marxism or anything else. Capitalism being... Callum hasn't really discovered a point of entry between his wonderful theory...
A point of entry. He hasn't discovered a point of entry. So let's just go to the conversation bit, okay? So this is the origin. Explain like I'm 5. Let's go here. Okay, 4 minutes of discussion. Or open discussion, open conversation, okay? This is the format, part of the format. Let's close this here. Okay. And let's do this. The open conversation of the key phrase that I'm hearing when I'm listening to this at very, very hard and trying to understand the big words. Just remember, I'm female. The words are very big for me. So, hasn't discovered a point of entry. So, I mean, for me, hearing this, where did this come from? Okay, when was this injected? When was this theory? When did it start? I think that's his criticism. He hasn't discovered a point of entry. So where did it, if I'm just putting out the way I understand it, where did it come from? What if J-Mac finds Gordon a job stateside? I'm sure we can make that happen. Yes, I wonder if Gordon would be interested in the US now. At one stage he was. But yeah, I wouldn't mind going stateside. I'm an immigrant over here. I'll be an immigrant over there. But hey, maybe I'll have a chance at citizenship by going to America. But either way, I'm not getting citizenship here in the UAE, and I'm comfortable with that at the moment. So, why not get J-Mac to get him a job? We'll see if he's interested. Then we have to take the cats over to the USA, and that's always fun. Moving them. Our cats will have been international. What's it? Jet setters. We need a cat word for jet setter. Okay. Okay. Where did this ideology, I suppose, ideology injection occur then? What drove it? When? Point of entry. That's what I'm thinking, a point of entry. Let's see how he talks further, if maybe I can understand a little bit further about what he means.
About capitalism being kind of the vector of entry and... Okay,
capitalism as the vector of entry. Okay, so what he's taken from this previous discussion is the idea of the free markets, and instead of going back to neoliberalism, okay, and using that word, he just goes into just says capitalism as the vector of entry. So it's capitalism. I don't think capitalism is the vector of entry. Wouldn't it be the driver? I suppose a vector is. A vector does drive. It does carry a virus, right? Isn't that it? But the vector of entry, it being that's the reason it came in. I don't know. Maybe the universities is the vector of entry, and then the university people. This is the other theories, that the university people went into the market, into capitalism, and tried to push the wokeness. That's the other theory that I think V would agree with, and that's what I've been kind of fed on and seen around me a lot more, is that's where it started. And then yes, I agree, the markets did take it up, but now the market is realizing it's not very palatable. Go woke, go broke.
Marxism or anything else. Like, you know, you don't have wokeism without the new
Sorry, hold on.
Marxism or anything else. Capitalism being kind of the vector of entry, and Marxism or anything else.
The vector of entry and Marxism or anything else, I don't really know. And?
Like, you know, you don't have wokeism without the new left, without...
Okay, you don't have wokeism. Wokeism without the new left. Okay. Well, it is the new left, okay?
People like Foucault, without...
Okay. Oh, okay. So in terms of the new left, he does talks Foucault. Yeah. So where did they come in? When was this pushed? And I saw it in my university career. That's when it was building up for me.
Francois, without Fillon, and all those people.
I don't even know how to spell those names.
And it doesn't seem to me that...
Foucault et al. This et al guy, jeez, he's in everything. I made that joke because I got it from Zé Frank.
Because people started going to the gym in the 90s, and then they started going to, I don't know, Tumblr in the 2010s.
Okay, so he's now using a different way to phrase his argument. So people went to the gym. So wait, let's go back in.
And all those people, and it doesn't seem to me that...
Doesn't seem to me. When people went to the gym in the 90s and Tumblr in the 2000s to Tumblr in 2000s, and that therefore is, so I would put this as a summary the way that I'm doing it here. Okay.
That because people started going to the gym in the 90s, and then they started going to, I don't know, Tumblr in the 2010s, that somehow you then have an emergent property which is wokeism.
Equals wokeism. Okay. Not equal to, not resulting emergent quality. Whoopsie. I don't want to retype that, thank you. Quality wokeism. So he's just restating his argument. He's just like, yeah, this doesn't it. I don't even need to say doesn't seem. Oh, it doesn't seem to me. They're the same thing. Okay, cool. He just said not your argument, which is not a good enough argumentation for me. I agree, he's all over the place with this.
Wokeism is very clearly descended from the universities, the...
Okay, so this is the previous thing. Is wokeism is descendant from universities. I think, could it be that it's descended from universities, but then it was taken over and pushed, those entities pushed it through the market?
Madrasas that drove this through the system, and if you were on campus...
Yes.
In the early 90s, you saw the first generation of this.
Jeez, so even in the 90s, for me, like, I'm busy there with the gender studies and stuff like that in the 2010s. That's when I'm learning all of that stuff. I guess that's peak, and he was saying in the 90s it was the start, I suppose. So I was at the peak, he was at the... No, I wasn't at the peak, I was at like the mid-range, because the peak seems to be now. Okay. Yeah, come back. Yeah, Daisy's back, guys. Okay. Gym culture is another development of consumer culture. Gym culture is far right, haven't you heard? Okay. Wokeness is descended from universities. And then he just has an example in the 90s. Was the 90s on campus was the first sign. There were signs. Okay.
And that germ has then followed its way through, and it was.
Let's actually say first generation, like he said. Let's use his words. Come on, they're better. He's got the best words, better than mine. Okay, that was me trying to be Trump. Sorry, I tried to be entertaining. 90s on the campus, there was the first generation of this. I suppose that's where when my lecturers were qualifying, that was happening. Some of them were qualifying in the 90s. Okay, first generation of this, and then the germ expanded.
20 years ago, people thought this will never catch on, this will never make, it's come this far and it'll never come all the way. And suddenly, you know, we are bowing down before George Floyd in the summer of 2020.
Well,
yeah, his argumentative style or whatever, he's going a lot to like specific kinds of things. I do live in the UAE. Have to go, have a good day. See you, Ragnar. Thanks for coming by again. That was a bad Trump. I've actually done a better Trump, but still bad. So I've done a less horrible Trump before. But still, if you're nihilist, then you don't think anything is good or bad. You think everything is cock, nothing matters. Then if you're a nihilist. Oh, Daisy. Okay, stay there. Chill. Okay, you can sleep now. My leg is sideways right now, so I can't move. I can't change position without Daisy being triggered. Ditzy US girl is top tier. He's got the best words. Yeah, okay, I'll do that one then next. Okay, 90s generation of this, and then he goes to George Floyd. I don't think I need to note that, I guess. Well, she says this, and then I'm like, this is me writing notes in a lecture. Like, I don't need to write that. Fuck, what if I don't? What if I don't write it? Okay, and then it's George. Ends in George Floyd. Okay.
No, I'd agree with you in the sense that, of course.
Hey, Wade. Hi, Wadey. Starts with people thinking it won't catch on. I think Daisy, guys, is chilled and relaxed just because my leg is in the worst position. So when I was comfortable and ready for her to sit on my lap, no, we're not okay. Now my leg's to the side, she's good. She's happy about it. Catch on. Ends in George Floyd riots.
Content of the ideology is, of course, has this genealogy through, as Foucault would say, through Foucault and other people. It's a post-structural, postmodernist, neo-Marxist.
Okay, yes, I can move. I can move.
For sure.
She got up. Now she sit by my mouse so that I can't move it. That's nasty.
But I studied that stuff when I was at university. It's a post-structural, postmodernist ideology is, of course, has this genealogy through, as Foucault would say,
she heard me, guys. She came back. Thank you, Daisy. See, let me move my leg.
Through Foucault and other people, it's a post-structural, postmodernist, neo-Marxist ideology, for sure. But I studied that stuff.
He did mention Foucault, the guy that's all over the place.
Plus the content of the ideology.
George Floyd in the summer of 2020.
Well, and I'd agree with you in the sense that, of course, the content of the ideology is, of course, has this genealogy through, as Foucault would say, through Foucault and other people.
Okay, so he says it has its genealogy there, but the driver is what it is. Okay. So he agrees somewhat. Okay, that genealogy of the ideology is in Foucault, etc. But what? Oh, Luke Yogi, love. You're in the wrong chat. You've got to go and reply to Donald Trump's Truth Social and tell him you love him, honey.
It's a post-structural, postmodernist, neo-Marxist
But thanks for the
ideology,
engagement.
for sure. But I studied that stuff when I was at university, and that was very much postmodernist, neo-Marxist. Of course, has this genealogy through, as Foucault would say, through Foucault and other people. It's a post-structural, postmodernist, neo-Marxist.
Okay, we're just going to put all the buzzwords. Post-structural. Hello, baby. Neo-Marxist, postmodernist. Okay.
Ideology, for sure. But I studied that stuff when I was at university, and that was very much not internet, but pre-laptop. And
Studied it, it was pre-internet, pre-laptop, okay.
at the time, I remember reading this stuff in university. I thought, sometimes interesting, usually very badly written. It's never going to catch on. It's just going to...
He did just say that, though. He did say it started with people thinking it won't catch on. Ends in George Floyd riots. So let's see. Okay. I typed those big words. Yeah. Okay. And then we've got, okay, these are, he studied this. Let's put a summary. Studied this in, no, Daisy, you can stay sitting there, my baby. Yeah, I'm still here. I'm still here. Studied this in university. Thought it wouldn't catch on, which seems to be related to his argument. Where did they differ? Catch on.
Stay in the classroom, it's too obscure. What I've seen in the last 10 years is these ideas that were quite obscure and difficult to understand in the classroom have leapt, they like metastasized.
Difficult to understand. If I can understand them, I think we're fine.
They leapt like a disease from a wet market to the population, you know?
Okay. He did just explain that, okay? It's just, it seems like they've interpreted what happened differently, okay? Studied university, it wouldn't catch on, but then it leapt from, it moved from classroom into society, narcovirus, okay? And that is, I think that would be, yeah, I think they're in agreement. He's describing it. There must be a but here.
It's leapt from the lab to the population. It's leapt out there.
I like that. I like that wording. It's leapt from the lab to the population. Yeah, it's leapt from the lab to the population by HubSpot and not HubSpot, Huffington Post and all of those blog things. I think if I'll go back to the intro where they actually put a little bit of an animation over what he's talking about. But let's finish this chapter and then I'll do that.
To society, and it's gone viral. And what are the mechanisms for it to go viral? It's been, I think it's been the internet, it's been social media, and
Okay, so because of the mechanisms being, I don't think that makes it a form. I don't think that stops it from being a form of Marxism. But I guess he's saying this is not a good enough claim. We need to say wokeness is a result of, he doesn't like this claim, he wants to make a different claim, rather than he's completely in disagreement with the claim. He wants to focus on a different aspect, a different quality of these ideas. Okay, loop from the lab to the population, the internet. Okay, so mechanisms of this virus, okay, are the internet. It's been the internet, social media. I think we actually don't even need to separate these into a list. It has been internet, social media, which is basically what the internet is these days.
I strongly believe that the technology of neoliberalism is computing, and the economics of computing is neoliberalism. I don't think you can separate them. And I think what we've seen is
Okay, the economics. So let's put these are claims he would be more comfortable with. Let's go back just to make sure.
If you look at the economics of social media, and I strongly believe that the technology of neoliberalism is
neoliberalism is computing, right?
Computing, and
they are the same claim. Computing.
The economics of computing is...
Okay, sorry, the economics of computing. Economics is neoliberalism.
Neoliberalism. I don't think...
Okay.
You can separate them. And I think what we've seen is if you look at like Facebook, for instance, Facebook is something that everyone is on, or social media we all have. None of us pay.
Okay, so here's an example. Facebook. Example. What, we're all on it? This is where he's going to explain we are the product.
Pay for it, but someone is sponsoring the interactions we have on it. That's the advertisers. So when we're on social media,
Your finger slipped and hit the like button. Uh-oh. I'm so sorry. You're gonna have to just leave it that way. But did it hit the like button for the first time or the second time? If you put the enlightenment through a photocopier 10,000 times, you get wokeness. I like that. Facebook example, we are the product. We are the product, essentially, is what he's going to talk about.
we are not actually the customer. We're the thing being sold in a sense. And who's buying what? Well, it's a corporation selling advertising, buying our attention. The social media companies know that to sow division is cheaper than to create unity in the sense that...
Okay, I want to put that. Yeah, we are the product, and sowing division is cheaper than sowing unity. I don't know about cheaper, maybe it's more profitable than, but I guess cheaper still encompasses the same sort of idea.
That you lose trust faster than you build trust, so it's cheaper and therefore faster, therefore cheaper to get eyes on things. And so hence when you go on Twitter, it's this hellhole of division and personal insults and so on. And it's a incubation ground for strange ideologies. So
Incubation for strange ideologies. Ooh, I love his counter argument here as I'm remembering it. I'm actually seeing a lot more strength in his argument here as we go through it slowly. Because, yeah, the way he words it is a bit iffy, but I'm with him on this. Okay? Because I've just remembered what he said, but we'll get to it. Sowing division is cheaper than sowing unity, and that's why we've got hellholes like Twitter. He's going to, his counter argument here is, okay, that does, it fosters weird ideologies, but that fosters both sides. Okay, so in unity, a breeding ground for strange ideologies. Okay, and he's going to catch on to that.
100% agree with you. The content is what you say it is, but the mechanism by which it's jumped from the lab.
So he agrees. Okay, agrees the content. So let's see here. I'll maybe put this here. We don't have to do it as a timeline, so I can go back to the same sort of ideas. Okay. Agree that genealogy a thing here. So he also puts an agreement here that agree
To ideologies. So I 100% agree with you. The content is what you say it is.
Agree that the content is what you say it is. Okay. So there is a difference between how we're diagramming this and how we diagram other things when we're doing it all chronologically. Okay, agree that content is what you say it is, but the mechanism differs. The mechanism differs. I think I might have to put this in here. The mechanism is, I suppose...
But the mechanism by which it's jumped from the lab to the global population
is
neoliberal economics.
Okay, the mechanism is neoliberal economics. Okay, but that's a mechanism. A mechanism. So I would want to know, just as me here, just does his disagreement stem from how he perceives the words form of. Okay, because this form of neo-Marxism, he's focusing on this mechanism of it happening. Maybe wokeness is, yeah, again, this goes back to, I think he just wants to focus on a different aspect, a different quality of the sentence than form of. He's ignoring, I think that these arguments can coexist. So this is his agreement. It's just the way he's characterizing it, that they disagree. Very interesting, because it's not that they're completely diametrically opposed. Does saving this video on a playlist support you? The like button does the same in a way. I hope it does. I would think that any interaction with a video, such as liking it, engaging with it, that helps me. It will increase basically my score in the algorithm, and at least for you as well, that things that are like my content and my content itself will get more recommended to you, I'm hoping. Categorical error? Yeah. By him? Yeah, maybe. This is something that we could, would you call this creamage? Would you call this Sitch's law happening here? So they look, because it's not such a fiery debate, we are able to see it a lot more clearly. That it's actually its definitions of the claim that they're actually disagreeing on. Understanding of the claim that they're disagreeing on. Okay, left from the population. So he's focused on the mechanism. I think that they don't absolutely, they're not mutually exclusive here. Okay, ideas. Okay.
And technology.
Okay, but everything is neoliberal, economics and technology.
So, okay, the way that the guy's arguing, it's just his speech. He's just, okay, everything is neoliberal. He's thinking while speaking, which is fun. All of this conversation has been Sitch's law mostly. Yeah. So Sitch's law is just people are arguing most of the time about definitions, not actually about disagreeing on proper aspects and facts.
In that sense, like neoliberal economics and technology define our life and what it is to be a person in the 21st century. And
okay, so his response there to all of this is, well, neoliberalism. So this is his response, which should be outside the summary. Yeah. Is everything. It's underlying all of society. So we can blame everything on neoliberalism. It's a societal driver. So anything in society is neoliberalism.
like neoliberal economics and technology define our life and what it is to be a person in the 21st century. And
I like that. Neoliberal, I'm going to actually put that as an exact quote. Neoliberal technology. Did you say technology? Just hold on. Technology define our life and what it is to be a person in the 21st century. Yeah, that's a given.
necessarily
Thank you.
mean that
Thank you for
you
making my
get
argument
somewhere.
for me.
And equally,
It doesn't mean that you get somewhere. Yes.
the Twitter
This I like this argument, and I'm willing to be shown how it's wrong. And I don't know if he does that, if he gets to that. Silver Fox over here.
Facebook, etc., cleave people into, they turn people into furious people quite deliberately to the left and also to the right. So
Yes, so they create that division. You yourself spoke about the division. He said he now turns it, if I remember correctly, Silver Fox turns it into, you've made my argument for me. It's like, no, you made his argument for him. So upon my first listening, I was like, that's a switcheroo. He made a mistake. No. Silver Fox made the mistake. Their arguments overlap. They're not making each other's arguments, is necessarily. So he's got that. I'm okay with that. Then his response to sowing division cheaper. I'll put this as part of his response here. It's down here, and I'll connect them. The technology, the social media, creates furious people. I also like that idea. Frothy people is how we would word it here on that Don Kitty. Creates furious people, and you know what, maybe I should put frothy. And I know my accent doesn't help with that word. Creates frothy people on both sides. Sows division. what his point here is, the guy will jump on it, but what his point here is, it's a driver for wokeism and a driver for, as a lovely, Lindsay wants to call it, the woke right. It drives the woke right as well. So shows division on both sides, on right and left. Therefore, it's not a driver for wokeism.
Your theory doesn't necessarily explain that. I mean, in terms of
Your
capitalism,
theory doesn't explain that. Your theory doesn't explain that. It does explain that. But the fact that it explains it, for me, the fact that it explains this theory means it's not special. It's not the only factor involved in creating the creating wokeness. It doesn't explain that. So let me see. Actually, it explains it very well. The market is what creates that division, that creates this frothy right. So that we could have gotten the left from the university and the right from the reaction to the woke mind virus. Seems like that's probably where I stand. I think that's where I stand on how things happened. What does that even matter? I suppose it's just good for us to figure out how things happened so that we can maybe change them or maybe not let them happen again. Because that's what we do with history, right? And that's what we do with social commentary. Okay, the writer does not explain that. Meow. Hey, Joe! How you doing, guys? Joe has been on a tour in Joburg. Okay, he was on Gareth's show this morning. I'm so sorry I missed you live there, Gareth, on Gareth's show this morning. I was busy recording, so was not able to see it. But great time. I haven't finished actually catching up with it, and that's also why I was late. You guys, you can blame Joe for that. And thank you so much for the. Don't be donating to me, man. Just stop. I saw your comments. Yeah, I loved it. Joe was waving, guys, and then Gareth made fun of him for waving. Like, no, you waved to say hello. Anyway, really great. Go and watch that on the Real Network. A lot of the South Africans that are here already are watching the Real Network. Yeah, you see Wade. Wade saw him. Good talk. Yeah, very good. And then also we have him having a chat. I saw a little bit of a teaser post, just a picture of him with Ernst Rutz. I am properly Afrikaans, promise. So yeah, big things happening, and I hope that this is just skyrockets the donations towards Stolen Ground 2. There was a lot of stuff that Joe spoke about a bit more in terms of what he's going to do in Stolen Ground 2. I don't know why the S gets me to Surrounded. It's yeah. Ernst Roots. Zax. Hi, Zaxy. You know what? We're also this week, Joe, we're talking about misinformation and disinformation over on The Thinkers. We should try and get you. It would be very early. We can't get you. We need you to be overseas when we get you on The Thinkers, because Thinkers basically starts at 5 a.m. For you. So we can't get Joe on a Think. We would have to do a weekend Think or something for him to be part of the panel, because I think the panel would love to talk to you. But anyway, hi. Yes, listen, guys, we've got to finish. We're more than halfway. That's it. But yeah, Korean news. Joe loved that vid of the progress you're making on the Power Act through the MSM. Yeah, really awesome. And also, Joe got a creator award as well. He said it's not why he does it, but hey, it's a good perk. So congratulations on that. Okay, so let's get back to the neoliberalism. A lab in Wuhan to the human seafood wholesale market in Wuhan, much better. That's what's happened, the mechanism, yeah. So yeah, I think the basically your theory does not explain that. My commentary that I would want to add there is his theory does explain it, making it making it not fit as the sole reason for wokeness existing. It just emphasizes, for me, it just emphasizes that that it is a driver, it's a vector, as they were saying. It's a host, maybe. It's a host for these things, a mechanism. I see it that way. I love the word mechanism. I think it might be one of my favorite my favorite words, because I use it in psychology, I use it in sociology, I use it everywhere. So it emphasizes that it's a mechanism, a host, a driver for social activity, societal change, societal interaction. So yeah, Sitch is always still occurring, yeah.
Etc. I think there is a sense in which capitalism kind of lost its way at the end of the Cold War, end of history, etc.
Okay, so this is an extra thing. Okay, it doesn't explain that.
I think there is a sense in which necessarily explain that. In terms of capitalism, etc. I think there is a sense in which capitalism kind of lost its way at the end of the Cold War, end of history.
Okay, capitalism. This is how he words it. Lost its way. This is his criticism, maybe, of the. This is his criticism of the neoliberalism, I suppose. Lost its way at the end of the Cold War,
etc. And what took its place?
Mechanisms, logical structures define what is possible within its mechanistic structure. It's what are the moving parts? How do they interact with each other? And that fascinates me. Literally, just figuring out which is the moving part and how it influences itself. I go, wow! And people are like, but what do you do with that? I'm just like, but wow! It's pretty, it works! And yeah, that's why some people will look at it. Most people will look at a diagram and be like, yes, so you put notes together in blocks. But for me, it's like, look, they all connect. Anyway, creamage is the sauce. Creamage is the sauce.
Took its place, what was lurking in the background.
Okay, and what it took its place
was ideology, and people who had very sincere ideology and were able to drive that into a vacuum of capitalist culture that thought it had won.
Okay, capitalism lost its way at the end of the Cold War. Okay, and that was which replaced it. That made it that primed it for replacement with ideology. That caused it to be. It's thought it had won, but it was primed to be replaced by another ideology. Okay, and then we're done.
Okay, we're gonna do, everybody stay where they are. I'm gonna read a new claim, I'm gonna state a new claim.
So we got a new claim, guys. We got through one claim, and I think it was absolutely fun. People are in the comments, they got a bit frustrated with this being the format, that we go to the next claim. We don't resolve anything. I don't think we need to. We've expanded on ideas, and we've had a cool conversation, and all of these bits over here will relate to further conversation. I think it will give us an idea of what the rest of their thinking looks like. Okay, because they're related claims. It's not like he's going to talk about flowers now. I said I was going to connect this. Sorry. So I do need to connect it here. Response. Sorry. Mechanisms of the internet, social media, example, we're the product, so is division and so anything. Supposed to make the argument. Relation. Agreements, coexistence of these ideas. Okay. Oh. No, we're not talking about that. We're talking about all people, male and female.
Corporations make a greater profit from a divided society.
Ooh, Cool. Okay, you see, so we had this, right? We had this as part of a claim in here. That this is the claim here. Sowing division is cheaper than sowing unity, right? So let's have this discussion. I don't think we go further into it, but it is a claim for us, which is nice for us, is we discuss it. So corporations make a greater profit from a divided society. What do you guys think before we get into the thing? Where would you be? Would you be on agree, slightly agree, disagree, whatever? I think it would have to depend on the corporation, I suppose. Maybe a better claim would be the social media corporations, the technology corporations. I think social media basically makes a greater profit from a divided society because it fuels engagement, right? There's always fire between us. We don't settle down. We don't just. But then again, corporations in general can make more money from a divided society because if we start focusing on the group that we're in, a corporation can make itself a representation of a certain group, and therefore people are encouraged to use that product to be part of a certain identity, because having a product, wearing a certain product or whatever, will mean something more than just if everybody was happy. Right, so
Corporations make a greater profit from a divided society. Move.
I'd be so scared. Okay, sorry. Move faster. Okay, absolutely agree. Okay, so bro has to be in agree. So Silver Fox over here definitely has to be in agree because it was part of his argument. So it would be quite shitty if he was not in the agree. He doesn't say definitely agree. He says strongly agree. So only one strongly agree. Definitely agree.
Well, actually, I'm going to move over this way a little bit.
Oh, he's not. He's even less. But your argument was part of it. Okay, so he's slightly agree. He's on slightly agree.
All right, you just
This is a limit.
okay. Wokeism.
Look at the graph of the audience there. Wokeness is a form of neo-Marxism, and then wait, is that it? Are we still leaving it?
Well, actually, I'm going to move over this way.
There we go. Corporations make a greater profit from a divided society. 33% says absolutely agree. Got 11 on agree, 11 on strongly agree. We've got neutral, 11%. Disagree, 11%. And absolutely disagree, 22%. This is the audience, obviously.
A little bit.
All right, you just
This is a limit.
okay. Wokeism could only.
This is the limit. Okay. So he's on the limit. He could be, what do you call it, persuaded elsewhere, in another direction.
arise in capitalist societies.
Okay, so I like this. So what we're doing here we got this conversation over here, and there there are claims that would need to be in agreement, right? This would show some sort of cognitive dissonance, right, for us. If Silver Fox was all the way on disagree when 5 minutes ago he was arguing for something else, we would be able to see that. So this is the value of this sort of street epistemology. Okay, corporations greater the profit divided from a divided society. I'll just note that Silver Fox was on slightly agree, and was it strongly agree?
Move.
Sorry.
You just
This is a limit.
Okay. Wokeism.
This is the limit, he said.
Well, actually, I'm going to move over this way.
No, it's slightly slightly agree. Yeah. Was on slightly agree. Other guy, younger guy is on strongly agree. Well, he was. No, he's on agree. is on agree. Yeah, we don't have to strongly agree and fight with people about it. I can maybe that's where I would probably be. Okay.
A little bit.
All right, you just
Because there's a
moved?
limit.
Okay. Wokeism could only arise in capitalist societies.
Okay, so woke. What do we think of this one? Has any war started slightly? I slightly disagree. I'll just throw a bullet at you. Okay, wokeness can only exist. Sorry.
Move. You just
Because there's a
moved?
limit.
Okay.
I insanely agree. That should be a thing. Strongly agree is not accurate enough.
Wokeism could only arise in capitalist societies.
Sorry, arise. Could only arise in capitalist societies. Yeah, true wokeism has a characteristic of wokeism is that you're mischaracterizing reality. So I actually might need to put that in here to achieve social justice, but the social justice, the concept of social justice is skewed and unrealistic, but woke people don't see it. Okay, so that's part of being woke. So what I mean is, there is this view of oppression, and there is this vast oppression that is supposedly occurring in your reality, but it's not. It's overstated. The injustice. So maybe I should say the injustice is overstated. The injustice is overstated, and it is overstated. That's a characteristic for me of wokeness, because you have this lens that you're looking for the oppression to the point where you have freaking microaggressions. Okay, that's the culture we're talking about. We're not talking about oppression versus the oppressor versus oppressed dynamics that can occur in all kinds of societies. I would say capitalist society, which there is more freedom there. Yeah, it seems like wokeness would only arise there. I think I'm in agreement. Okay, so
Move.
Because there's a limit.
Okay. Wokeism could only arise in capitalist societies. Move.
sorry, could. Let's be clear. Move. So he's disagree. He is absolutely disagree. Let's see. Slightly disagree.
Arise, not exist.
Arise, not exist.
Rise.
I mean, not catch on like a social contagion, but actually emerge.
Correct.
From.
Emerge.
Oh, sorry.
Wokeism can only emerge
Yeah,
in
sorry,
capital, capital society.
Okay, could only arise / emerge, yes.
Wokeism
So he absolutely agreed. Silver Fox absolutely agreed. Maybe it's because there wasn't space.
caused many
It seemed like he more agreed than younger guy. So how could it arise in other societies? I would say that capitalist societies have a lot of freedom of thought and freedom of speech. Okay. As opposed to a communist one, right? So this fascination with oppression versus oppressed when it's not there, or not there in the degree. Yeah, so I think I'm in agreement. I've explained this. Sorry, I do repeat myself a lot in these streams. I'm sorry about that. Yeah, freedom of speech doesn't exist in communism. So that's what I'm thinking. There is real oppression in communism. So just because the existence of oppression is not the same, is not the the factor I'm looking for wokeness. Wokeness is this idea that there is wanton oppression and massive injustice when there isn't, or there's less. There's less. So I'd probably be in agree.
Wokeism caused many corporations to override the profit motive.
Okay, wokeism caused. So now we're calling it wokeism. We got an ism, guys. It's evolving. It's evolving. Wokeism caused, because it's not wokeness, it's ism now. See, wokeism caused many corporations to abandon.
Woke caused many corporations to override the profit motive.
Sorry, not abandon, override the profit motive. I would not agree with this because it's not worded. This idea of overriding the profit motive wasn't, it's not exactly how it happened. What I think is that it was given the idea that profit will be on the side of wokeism. That's what it was. They didn't abandon the profit motive. I don't think so. I think maybe some did, but most of them were convinced, video games wise, come on, we've seen it. They were convinced that the profit lies in wokeness. The profit, you will get better results if you pander to this group of people. You're not going to make money. You will be cancelled if you have this. That's what's happened. So I don't think I completely agree. I will say disagree. Disagree. They didn't abandon. They didn't override. They were convinced. So they had the profit motive. They were just wrong. They were convinced profit lay somewhere else. In woke ideology. They were supposed to, this whole reputational damage model, tell the marketing department that they're going to be cancelled online, therefore they have to do this. Okay. Let's see what happens, yeah? Yeah,
Wokeism
Bud Light, exactly, live for life.
caused many corporations to override the profit motive.
Yeah, why are you all agreeing? I don't think, man. They very much agree. I think what they're resonating with in that statement is that people went broke. I think that's what's going on. So both of them, both Silver Fox and Younger Guy, are absolutely agree. I don't know about this. It's not the word for me. The word override is not right. Is incorrect. Or maybe let's say override is incorrect, or maybe too vague. Oh, it's inaccurate. It's inaccurate. You overlook something. Low IQ conservatives have poor long-term memory too, and have already forgotten they were supposedly boycotting Nike, Gillette, and even Bud Light more recently. I think it's not even about low IQ conservatives or whatever. It's not even about their IQ. It's about consumerism. It's about everyday life and continuing along what is relevant at the time. So I do agree with you. People forget, but I don't think it's even got to do with IQ. It's actually, if we look at this kind of, if we had to look at the world in this slightly agreed to, strongly agreed to strongly disagree spectrum, the strongly disagree ones, the rah ones, they made it very clear they want everybody to know that they're boycotting, but then because they want the people that are in the middle to see what they're doing. then the people in the middle are not paying attention anymore. So their boycott falls on deaf ears, and yeah, I suppose they could turn away from their boycotts, or they buy Black Rifle coffee and all of that stuff, and that's how they protest with their wallets and all of that. So I get your point there, but again, slightly disagree.
Okay, so this is important. If you are
Who does wokeism profit? The people that control, that have the most power in wokeism. So if you have wokeism as the default, the meta, okay, then you have changed the power dynamic. So you have the oppressed, okay, the one that win, the people that win the oppression Olympics, those ones are profiting. They are in control. They get new power. But the natural hierarchy of things is also still a factor in society. So we're kind of, there is this pressure to go back to normality that seems to happen, I don't know, with market forces. Maybe the market forces are the thing that get us back to normal, because people realize there's no real profit for them. The competent people, competence becomes, is still necessary at the end of the day. So hierarchy will probably circle back. The normal competence hierarchy might, it's the pendulum idea. Do you get anything of what I'm saying? I've lost it, but yeah, this is why I'm trying to get to the point where I can actually write something. But hey, speaking of which, if we finish this in a good enough time, we can read Boghossian's Substack about this. All people should be woke. Wokeism is everywhere. I can't watch anything on Netflix or TV show. Once you see it, you can't unsee it. So true, Wesley. And you know what? It actually makes you super sensitive. It's annoying because it's not always horrible wokeism that it's like it's in your face or whatever. But now, even if I watch an older movie, I am very much aware of how many black people are in the movie, so it's all, I'm measuring by those standards that have been programmed into me. And a lot of the time, if I'm watching a movie I enjoy, I'm like, that's old, and I'm like, oh, this could never be made now. So even the older things are influenced by this wokeism. You can't unsee it. So you start seeing the world through this horrible woke lens that you didn't even choose. So you can still enjoy it, but at the same time you go, oh, flip, Scary Movie, because yesterday there was this whole thread on Twitter celebrating Scary Movie being released 25 years ago. Yes, that's how old we are. And people were like, we can't make that movie anymore. People were sharing clips about it. And that's exactly it. Like you go, oh, this wouldn't be made today. This joke wouldn't be told today. Would we get, run, bitch, run? Like, would we get that? I don't know. Time moves backwards and then forwards and backwards and then forwards. And it's interesting to, do you think it moves faster? So society moves faster with the internet age? You know, the interconnection. Are you 25? No. Yeah, I'm 25. I'm 25. I turned 25 last month. We decided. Is that what we decided, guys? Or, no, I thought it was 21.
on the neutral to the absolutely agree to the claim wokeism caused many corporations to overall neutral. Okay, so this is important. If you're on the neutral to the absolutely agree to the claim wokeism caused many corporations to override the profit motive, then the following is the next claim.
Okay, if, so he's got an if statement involved. Oh, I love this guy. If you're on neutral to absolutely agree, sorry?
Caused many corporations to override the profit. To the absolutely agree.
To absolutely agree. Then this claim.
To the claim wokeism caused many corporations to override the profit motive. Then the following is the next claim.
Then the following is the next claim, okay. I'll put this then. Okay. This is interesting and it's very important. So if you're neutral, absolutely agree. What do we do with this? I'm going to have to use the same formatting for this.
If wokeism caused many corporations to override the profit motive, then capitalism is intrinsically flawed.
If wokeism, so this works, if wokeism, all of this, yeah? If X equals true, okay? Wokeism. If there was wokeism caused many corporations to override the profit motive, then capitalism is intrinsically flawed. Okay, so it can be overridden. Capitalism is flawed because it can be overridden by other ideologies or other values. I'm not too sure if any failure of capitalism means it's intrinsically flawed. But, Okay. Guess who's back again? Hi, Matthew. It's you. So if you're on neutral, absolutely then. Yeah, I was not in agreement. I was on disagree, right? So there, I'm on disagree. So I don't have to defend capitalism. Yay! Capitalism is bad. Yeah. Okay.
Move.
Is it the worst, Carissa? Is it the worst?
I know, it's a good one, isn't it?
It really is a good one. Yeah, you're telling me, look, I think you could probably wiggle around and say, whoa, you've made a huge leap here. Capitalism is intrinsically flawed. Because, why? Because it was able to be overridden? It makes me question, is it flawed? Is overridden? Does this mean capital the profit motive is flawed? Not true. Yeah, so this is what I'm talking about. That is not it. It wasn't overridden. They were convinced. I think they just didn't think it through. They weren't convinced that they were convinced that the profit lay somewhere else. That's all you have to do with a company.
Looking shocked at me. Then capitalism is intrinsically flawed.
So now they have to go and move around. So he's going to say disagree, right?
Well, I mean,
Move.
So now we can disagree with this if-then statement. We can disagree with this mechanism. We can do that, okay?
Move, no talk yet, just moving.
Okay, I mean, yeah, move, no talk yet, just moving, okay. Okay, so people changed. Silver Fox went to neutral. Sorry, these are supposed to be comments, so I'll... Oh, you mother. Speaking of mothers, my mom asked me to swear less, guys. So I don't swear at her. I just swear in front of her. I'm not swearing at her, guys. I'm not saying, Mom, you this, you that. I'm just saying, I'm fucking tired. Okay. If wokeism caused many corporations to override the profit, the capital intrinsically flawed, and we had people moved to disagree. Some people moved, sorry, some people moved. And look at that, not many people disagreed. Oh, well, yeah, we had a proper split in terms of, if you look at the back here, the background, sorry, let's put this big so you guys can see what I'm talking about. The graph here says wokeism, it's for the claim wokeism is caused many corporations to override the profit motive. We got 9%, 9%, 9% on disagree, right? on the disagree side at least. No one neutral, no one strongly agree, slightly agree. But we got quite a split. So what is this? 40, 54, yeah, 63% on the agree portion, and 27. Sorry, yeah. So some people went into his trap. The audience also got into his trap with this as well, because he asked all of the agree people, and from neutral to agree, to consider this new one. If wokeism caused many corporations to override the profit motive, then capitalism is intrinsically flawed. So some people moved to disagree. Silver Fox moves to neutral, and younger guy is on agree. Okay.
Communism
Did I lock?
provides
Hold on, guys. Sorry, I need to let my husband in. Yes, sis. Gordon, you don't have to do something so flippin' terrifying. My goodness, you guys could hear that. No, man. That was not necessary. I'm live. And you scared your dude. No. It only takes one to disagree. So sensitive. It was very scary. I had like a post-traumatic sort of. I was like, somebody's trying to get in my house. That's as I'm saying. I felt threatened. I'm talking. Okay, it's post-traumatic, complex trauma of being South African. That was not nice. Apologize. Yes, apologize, Gordon. He says, I'm sorry. He's sorry I'm soft. I'm a woman. I could have taken a turn, Gordon. Oh, I've already taken a turn. That's ugly, eh? That's what a wife wants to hear from her husband. You've taken a turn. Like you're a bit of milk. Yeah, see. Victim mentality. Sorry, Wade. But listen, it was scary. I don't know if you guys could hear it. Anyway. Good times. Younger guys on agree.
It's more of a bulwark against
Okay, hold on.
Communism provides more of a bulwark against wokeism than capitalism.
Okay, so we've got this. Now he's got a new claim. Sorry, I just want to do this copy style. Okay, and then we've got. Let's do another one here. Let's be structured about this. Gordon should get you a glass of concentrate so you can harden up. Concrete so you can harden up. Yeah. It was kind of loud. There you go, Matthew. But you know what was also loud is me yelling at him, eh? So, don't let her talk to you like that. Yes, he'll come and he'll clap me. No, not new claim by me. It's not a new claim. Okay. Communism provides a new claim. More of a bulwark against wokeism than capitalism, I suppose. Or is he going to say neoliberalism?
Capitalism. Communism.
I do look soft though. Yeah, I guess. Especially compared to my 6-foot husband over there. Like, yeah, I'm small. What do you want from me? I can throw a cat at you and he'll scratch you. Hey, Axie? It's 15 minutes to feeding time, so the cats are like, bet you done?
Provides more of a bulwark against wokeism than capitalism. Move.
Move!
I mean, hypothetically.
You mean hypothetically? We haven't tried it? Yes. We haven't had wokeism and communism together, so I guess, yes, it has to be hypothetically.
Because it's not really been tested.
Okay, well, we're just teasing out ideas right now.
But he's just confirming.
I would rather live in a strongly woke
Okay, so we had people. Sorry,
society. We're just teasing out ideas.
So he is on neutral again. I think he stayed on neutral. Okay. Silver Fox neutral. Okay, and we've got younger guy. I know they have names, but Gordon is so manly that the scent of his high tea levels scare his wife. Yes. Okay, younger guy is on agree. Okay, more of a bulwark against wokeism than capitalism. I would agree on this. Where am I? I'm on agree. It's more of a bulwark because there is less freedom, and we actually have real oppression. Silver Fox is the guy with the beard, with the silver hair, Matthew. Okay. Agree. Just considering the factors involved, the variables, and where they lie.
Is right now.
Okay.
I would rather live in a strongly woke society than a strongly communist society.
Okay, so here's some other things. I would rather live in a strongly woke society than a strongly communist society. At least, obviously, considering what I've experienced, I would say, yeah, woke society much better than communist society. Just considering the proper evils of communism. Okay, so let's think of that. But woke society might lead to communist society. We make the jokes of woke and commie and all of that. We throw these things. Hey? Woman leader. Yeah, hold on. Sorry, what? Yeah. Okay, a female leader will lead us to communism. As is told by my husband. So, vote for me and we can get to communism. So, strongly communist society, I don't want to have a part in it. I can at least pretend and get along in a woke society, okay? And maybe just survive because I've experienced it. So I would say, yeah, I'd rather live. I'd rather live. Agree. I agree. Sorry, that's supposed to be agree. So let's see what people do with this. So the bulwark, we've got, look how divided everybody is. Absolutely agree, absolutely disagree, strongly disagree, and then we've also got strongly agree, absolutely agree, but 50-50 on those sides. Interesting. Okay.
In a strongly woke society than a strongly communist society. Move.
Now let's see.
I think I'd rather live in.
Okay, so we had communism provides more of a bulwark against wokeism than capitalism. Absolutely agree. We have 40% and 20% strongly agree. So more people agree that it's a bulwark against capitalism. Where was this one? Sorry, younger was on agree. Okay, I'm with you, younger boy. Okay, let's see what people are doing. They're on neutral because they don't know.
Yeah,
so there's a lot of people on neutral. Many on neutral. I suppose it's just because we don't know. We've never tried it.
Live.
Yeah, I think I'd rather live in wokeism. I'd rather live in wokeism.
Yes, I agree with you, Silver Fox. Many on neutral, including the younger man. Silver Fox is on strongly agree. Yeah, I would also rather be there.
in communism?
Yeah, I would rather live in a strongly woke society than a strongly communist society.
Yeah, so Peter Boghossian agrees with me. He's a smart boy.
I'm not.
What? You're bullshitting, he says. You're bullshitting, and he said, so somebody in the audience said you're bullshitting. No, guy. Okay, so now these people are acting woke. They're acting like a woke society is more oppressive than more oppressive than communism. That's what they're thinking. Okay.
I would rather live in a society that's communist and not woke than a society that's capitalist and hyper woke.
It's the same sort of thing. So just here's the other claim. I would, so let's go back.
Move. Communist and not woke.
How bad would wokeness go, though? We know how bad communism can be. I think wokeism, the logical conclusion of wokeism actually does become some sort of communism. So when it gets to communism, then it's communism. But if I'm saying, which one would I rather fight? The lion cub or the lion? I'd rather go for the lion cub. I can deal with the lion cub. Maybe I can make friends with the lion cub. Maybe I can teach it to be a vegan lion cub. But we don't want to fight the big male lion. We don't want to fight Mufasa. We want to fight baby Simba. That's where I'm at. Okay, I would rather live in a society that's communist and not woke. Communist and not woke than in a society that is capitalist and hyper woke. No, capitalism is still more beneficial.
Than a society that's capitalist.
You're gonna fight a baby? Yeah, a baby lion.
And hyper woke. Move.
Wow, lots of people are neutral still. They don't know. Many are neutral, including younger man. And of course, bro is gonna go to absolutely disagree. I would go with you as well, Silver Fox. Sorry. Silver Fox strongly agree. Silver Fox strongly disagree. Same, boy. Oh, sorry, he said absolutely. Ah, mamma mia. Only a little. There's a Nachi there as well. There's Nachis in the brown bag. Lion's gonna get it? I don't think so. I'm just gonna end up trying to make friends with the lion. He's gonna hate me. Lion is murder kitty. Oh, younger man. Sorry, younger man moved away from neutral. Not including younger man. Many on neutral. Some younger man on slightly disagree. Okay.
I've read the Gulag Archipelago, so I'm not sure I...
People haven't voted yet. If you see in the background, it's all 0%.
would ever want to live in the Soviet.
We've just got 100% on agree. Okay.
Right. All right, take a pause. Questions from the audience. Raise your...
Okay, I would rather live in a society that's communist, not woke. Okay, so we've got quite a spread here. Absolutely disagree. Disagree. And then we've got the leftovers on neutral and agree. Okay, I think, wow, it's interesting. I just love this format, the way it gets people thinking and it gets us talking. So, okay, take a pause. Questions from the audience. So now we've got questions from the audience. How do we format that? I guess it can be its own thing because it's a section of the discussion. Questions from the audience. I like having the questions from the audience as well in terms of see this. We have a debate, okay, a debate or a conversation. Remember, has it changed your mind? That question. It's not really going to happen. But questions from the audience might give us a bit of a clue of what people were interacting with in their minds. Remember, they were also voting on the graphs in the background. Questions from the audience also helps us to get an idea of how these ideas were received by the audience, which I think is quite good to have. I mean, formal debates do have this kind of thing, I think.
Hand about wokeism, capitalism, communism, neo-Marxism. Yes, state the question.
What is neo-Marxism? How does it differ from original Marxism? And how does it all relate to wokeness?
Okay.
To wokeness. Okay, what is neo-Marxism? How does it relate? This is one question block. How does it relate to the original, I suppose, Marxism? And how does it differ? The original, and how does it relate to wokeism? Cool, so we're going to get an answer.
How does Marxism differ from neo-Marxism? You have 1 minute.
Well, it's the new fashion of Marxism. I suppose it comes.
We've got from the main speakers, new fashion. Younger guy, let's go. Younger guy. New fashion of Marxism.
Comes out of the New Left in the 1960s, and a bunch of.
Comes out of the New Left in the 1960s. We have our own New Left now in the 1960s. And a bunch.
Thinkers who decided that the idea that people would differ economically and that you could kind of raise up the working class in order to end that was over, so you would use the vector of their identity characteristics.
Okay, so the movement was changed from class, changed from a class empowerment, economic empowerment discussion. I'm obviously rewording him. Let me put that this way. Change from a class economic empowerment discussion to one based on identity characteristics. Okay, this is how he's seeing it.
And what was the second half of your question?
How does neo-Marxism relate to wokeness?
How does
Relate to wokeness?
Marxism relate to wokeness?
They're one and the same thing.
They're the same thing, he says. Okay.
I mean, I guess wokeness is the street form of that.
Wokeness is the street form. Okay. I'm kids cat. And dance. Quick way, thank you for the subscription. Welcome to the colony, the cat colony. I am a colonizer, but only in terms of cats. And I have a pill that I'm supposed to take, which I brought here for such a purpose. Oh, it's here. Okay. Hydrate, everybody. Natural or socially constructed or mix. I guess what you're talking about. Remember, socially constructed things are not necessarily just water and water. No, are not necessarily just in the ether. They're substantial things. Cat food and South Africans is a thing that cracks me up. What's wrong with cat food? South African cat food. Cat food. Whiskers? Well, I don't know. Okay. Same thing. I say okay a lot. It's irritating me. I irritate myself a lot. That pill does look like cat food. Yes.
But there's a bunch of different sort of ideological guff,
Okay, it encompasses a bunch of different sort of
and then
ideologies.
just the flotsam that people attach to it, in terms of like the fashions and fads that go along with that.
Did you want to add anything?
Yeah, he should add.
That's about it.
Okay. Any other questions?
Okay, that's about it, he says.
Make sure you ask a
He didn't mention, so he doesn't mention anything about this over here. I guess no, it's neo-Marxism. Sorry, did he say neo-Marxism instead of neo? Yeah, it was. Sorry, this neo fucking stuff is pushing me over the edge.
question.
Does wokeness happen only in a secular society, or does it have the potential in a religiously serious society to emerge?
I like it. Questions from the audience. Does wokeness have the potential in a religious society, or potential to emerge in a religious? Or does it need to be in a secular to thrive? Interesting. What do we think that... I don't know. It seems like it has more fertile ground in a secular world, because part of wokeism is rejecting God and making something else, finding meaning in other things like your identity. But maybe because we're doing identitarianism stuff, having a religious identity, it can work. Using your religious identity as an oppression point, it works. But people are more secure in religious society. So I don't know. I'm on a. It takes hold and degrades a religious society. It feels like that's what I'm thinking, because it becomes a religion unto itself.
As well.
I mean, in my view, a lot of what's happened in the last 5-6 years, you could look at the social justice movements. I don't like the term woke personally, the Neo-Puritans, I think they are. And if you look at the...
Neo-Puritans is his new words. Remember, we've got... Maybe that is the new one that emerges, the new name for woke.
Climate movement, they're just millenarian movements. They believe the world is sinful, we must confront the sin and overcome it and establish presumably a utopia. It's a very millenarian type of thinking. And my point is that I think Max Weber said the greatest legacy of Protestantism was secularism. But the challenge with a secular society is it doesn't really know how religious it still is, how Christian it still is. And so it has all the naivety of a new faith and none of the wisdom of an old faith, which means...
Okay, which means, so but what's the answer? I'm liking these ideas that Protestant, a secular society still pursues. I'll put Silver Fox here. Secular society still pursues a utopia. It pursues what's right. In that sense, it's quite religious. It has an ideal, so it's a religious unto itself. But I love that idea that it has the
falls
so it
how
has
religious it still is, how Christian it still is, and so it has all the naivety of a new faith.
Okay, it has naivety of a new faith. And not the wisdom. Very nice wording there. What's right? Ethics. Yeah, it's still quite religious. It's still just correct me, Xmind. This song is so much louder than the others. Anyway, the wisdom of an old faith without, and not the wisdom of an old faith. I think it's a faith unto its own. It will. I think my answer here is it erodes it erodes whatever faith is there in the society and becomes its own faith, its own kind of religion. So it could use it. The woke have gone into Christianity and there is woke Christian. There are woke Christians. There are woke Christians that, that go and put, God is non-binary and all of that stuff. They go and apply. They queer a religion. So I guess you could queer a religion. You can queer a religion for your purposes to make it more attractive to someone. But I'm not too sure. Maybe religion is a bulwark against wokeism, but even then, saying the shortcomings of religion, the doubts that you could have in God, can cause you to look for meaning elsewhere in wokeism, essentially. Okay, I'm gonna have to put this away because it's too loud. Okay. Yeah, you can queer religion for your own purposes. What do you call it? What do we even call it? The shortcomings of Christianity, or of Abrahamic, of a conventional religion, can be exploited by wokeism in this manner, to invite to the new religion of woke, of DEI. Okay, just hold up, I've got to get the door because people are at least civil ringing the doorbell here. Oh no, never mind. You can get the door. What a buoy. Okay, cool.
None of the wisdom of an old faith, which means it falls for these new sort of millenarian and occasionally quite apocalyptic.
Millenarian. We're just going to have this keyword of millenarian. Oh, this is not good. I got divorced, guys. And this is why we're putting on weight. Well-trained cats. Yes. That's a very big cat I've got over there that answers the door for me. And buys biltong for me. An old faith. What else is there to write here? Old faith. Occasionally quite. Oh yes, millenarian. Okay.
Movements, and it's not just a thing on the left. The QAnon movement's an equivalent movement on the right.
Okay, QAnon is equivalent. Okay.
All right.
Quite apocalyptic movements, and it's not just a thing on the left. The QAnon movement's an equivalent movement on the right.
All right, good. So everybody, thank you, give them a hand.
Woo! That was fun, guys. We have the hand, but you know what? Hey, Davina. What we're also going to do is we're going to read Boghossian's Substack about this, so that if I write a Substack about this, I don't have to repeat him. Right. Wokeism, communism, capitalism, we have the whole discussion. And let me show you, not outliner, sorry. Although outliner does, basically, if I was just taking bullet points, this is what the outliner view in Xmind is like. Basically, it's just a hierarchy. So anyway, let's go back to the mind map and let us fit map. Nice! It's so pretty! I will hopefully try get to publishing it. Great stuff, Miss Amazing Woman. Thank you, Matt Stew. Okay, let me just make sure this is saved. Okay. Saved it, but let us get to the Substack over here to see what Peter says. I'm already subscribed. Okay. Interesting. All this knowledge made me hungry, guys. Alright. We'll keep it small so we don't have to blind you guys. Okay, it's a science to determine which claims to discuss in what order. Clearly, he's done it. Here's the secret to what I'm trying to achieve in my street What's street epistemology, spectrum street epistemology sessions and how I tried to achieve it. I asked myself, what question can I pose to prompt someone to question their stated belief? And he did that with these I would rather claims. That was pretty good. This is what Socrates did nearly 2,400 years later. He remains unequaled. Okay, goes into the Socratic. Okay. Oh, guys, I thought he was talking about this exact session, but I think this is better for a separate diagram. I think this is better for me to do as a separate diagram. I think we're good to see how this, maybe we can do this, yeah. Tomorrow, this is what I'll do. Look at this, how he does his speed spectrum epistemology, and see how it applies to my diagram. So that's what we're going to do tomorrow. Are you guys ready for it? You're going to be good? I will make sure I don't eat all this biltong. By then, what else do you need to know this week? Yes, our think is on misinformation and disinformation. Oh, Daisy wants biltong. There's all the boxes in the background, guys. I've got a printer recently. So, great stream. Thank you, everybody, for hanging out. Remember, Friday, we don't do thinking. Okay, so we do our think on Friday morning, okay, for me, but it's Thursday night for you Americans. So we do a think then on a topic. Then later on Friday afternoon around this time, we then just do reactions and we play games. It's a variety content channel that you're bound to like something that I put out there, please. So subscribe. And if you like what we did now in this video, please click like. And also, thanks for the effort, Kitty. Thank you, Wade. Thank you for being here. And everybody, I will see you tomorrow. Right? Have a nice day. Have a nice life. Bye-bye. Wait, let's turn off this. Let's get the right outro in the way. Just hold on. Is it this one? This has got a bit of shut up, bitch in it. So enjoy.
I'll see you next time, chat. I hope you had fun. We had a pretty great time, but now we're done. If you disagreed with me,